Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. I'm down in the basement today. Let's see. So you can see it's about 2:26 in the afternoon. It's Tuesday, December 31st. It's should be telling you around 59 degrees down here. There's another one if you care about the temperature, humidity. Looking at some stocks. Hopefully my friends at YouTube don't get upset at me for looking at stocks. Got my flicker lights on. Right, got a bunch of these lanterns that kind of flicker. Let me turn this off. Well, can't turn that off, then you really can't see them. Anyway, kind of mostly cloudy today. There you go. I wanted to get down here for a couple of reasons. First of all, I had to move some stuff down here. Secondly, I had all this crap piled on the wood stove, and I wanted to get that cleared off so that I could fire it up. I mean, that is another stove. That is another stove. That's metal. That's metal. There's some crap at the base of it here, but I don't run it unless I'm right down here next to it, keeping an eye on it. I also have smoke detectors down here and so forth. So anyway, why am I making this video? Oh, and by the way, one of the reasons why I wanted to get the fire started is we're supposed to get snow over the next few days, and just in case the power goes out, that's not a good time to discover, whoa, time to clean the chimney, time to get wood, time to do all these things. The best time to get going on a little preparedness is when the heat's still on, not when the heat turns off. Alright folks, so what have I been up to other than this? I've been flexing my eBay muscles. I don't know, you guys remember I bought that 200 ES, and the recoil starter was partial. I think it's missing the spring. Obviously it's missing the pull thing. So there it was. So whenever this happens, I typically have enough stuff in the Horde, and what I did is I borrowed the recoil from this engine to bring out. I haven't put it on there yet, but as soon as I borrow a recoil from somewhere else, I put in my mind, hey, if you see a recoil, go buy on eBay reasonable, pick it up. And this one did. This guy went by on eBay. He came with the handle and the whole bit, and it was very reasonable. It was just under $30 delivered. I mean, you can see the stickers are good. It needs a little cleanup. I'm gonna, take it apart and go through it just to make sure everything's kosher. But it has everything there. I gotta tell you, when you could buy what appears to be a complete recoil starter for an engine you have for less than $30, you're kind of stealing it, and you should, if you're going to have a bunch of these things and be collectible, you should go for it. So that was deal number one. And I didn't realize I ended up buying both these deals from the same person, and I'll go through the second deal in a second. This was a buy it now deal, and once again, I think it was $19.95 and another $8 to have it shipped, something like that. So once again, under $30. And it's all part of a bike he parted out. It also, I mean, in the second box, and this is part of a $40 box. So once again, call that 30 just for a number. And then now let's talk a second $40 box. In the $40 box was this starter, but doesn't go around. I got the idea from the description he put on this thing that this bike had drowned. It was underwater. So this might be completely dead, or I might get away with a rebuild. It came with a complete wire harness. A round plug wire harness. So starter and wire harness. Call the starter worth nothing. wire harnesses, typically they're $20 items on eBay. Came with this shift lever, and though the shift lever is missing the bolt that goes through it, the splines are good. Let's see if I don't know if I can show them to you. Let me give it a shot. Where are we here? I'm not, I can't find my finger. There you go. You guys can see the splines look real good. Be nice if I got some light down there too. Well, anyway, before I get you guys all nauseous, I don't know, can you... Anyway, take my word for it, the splines are good. So, these are typically delivered around $20. So, between the recoil, or between the harness and the shift lever, I more or less got my $40 back on this deal. It was like, actually, I'm not even quite sure it was that much. $12.95 plus $20 delivery. Call it a $40 deal, just for a number. I can't remember. Imagine if I was taking drugs. So, anyway, this and the harness more or less pay for the deal. It also came with, I put them in these bags. They weren't already in there. But these 2 bags full of metric nuts and bolts. Oops, as I release them all. If you guys buy any of this stuff, you realize how expensive it is, and that you really kind of want to avoid it, if at all possible. Like when you take stuff apart, put the stuff aside. So there were actually 2 full bags of nuts and bolts, and all these 200 ES type stuff. So I was happy about that. I mean, it also, not quite sure what that's for, if that's even off it, but it came with it. I mean, some big hardware, engine type stuff. Came with a CDI cover. Not that I'm dying for one, but you know, never hurts. Came with the starter solenoid, you know, battery post. Came with the negative battery wire, though that terminal is a little damaged. Fuse. Engine mounts. That's the end where the recoil goes. This is what the recoil grabs. This goes at the end of the crank. Came with the dashboard. One of the dome lights on the dashboard is damaged. It did not. I didn't notice the light bulbs on the end of the harness. Came with an advance. This is the same advance that's on the 200S, though this is damaged too. But I was kind of happy to receive it for a couple of reasons. First of all, I got a Hall effect floating around down here for that project I want to build. So here's the magnet that'll trigger the Hall effect, so I got everything handy for that. Secondly, if I decide to take a 200S and get rid of the advance, I don't have to break a good one of these. I could just kind of use this one, and right, we won't use the advance. You can see the springs are kind of broken here. Boy, my camera work sucks today. I'm sorry, guys. So anyway, that was handy, and just a few other assorted parts. You know, this stupid thing here, I've seen people sell these. I mean, there's a slight little bit of damage on it there. You can see it's chipped by where my finger's touching. But I've seen people sell these for $19.95. This and the little C-clip that goes on it. So I've seen people put 5 of those up on eBay for $19.95. Right, these clips, people like to use those because that's how you should really hold your wire harness in place. And then just, you know, a few brake components, spring. These are mounts for the starter, should I need them. air filter. So there it is, the whole pile. Call it less than 70 bucks, but that much of it, the $40 was all the loose stuff. A lot of I kind of like buying stuff almost in this assortment way, because when you start trying to put a motor together and you realize that you're missing, I mean, excuse the expression, and I don't mean this sacrilegiously, but you're missing the Jesus bolt, you're missing the beginning, you're missing that bolt that everything hangs off of, and then you start looking around, and not that it's expensive, but it's going to delay the project for, you know, a week waiting to get it, as you have to order it or whatever. It's always much handier to have everything right there where you need it. I'm sure folks, Volkswagen Darren or Musty One with their Volkswagens, they keep all that stuff handy. You know, Musty One, when he's doing a bicycle project, right, you see that hoard of stuff he brings in and takes pieces off of so that he can put his bikes together, right? It's always helpful to have that big box of loose things so one can make use of it. All right, folks, today is New Year's Eve, so we get to celebrate the change of a year. Tomorrow I'll put out one of those Happy New Year videos with all the thanks and all. But between then and now, guys, have a great New Year's. Don't do anything stupid. Don't go out and get drunk and crash your cars or your snowmobiles or your all-terrain vehicles, and particularly don't crash your Honda three-wheelers. Right? Let's all get home safely. Hungover is nice. It's the great way to start the year, but let's get home safely. Remember, keep them tires down, those tracks down, and keep the handlebars and the steering wheel up. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care now.